Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. Literally, because I was going to try and do 2 videos a day through the rest of 2021. Hello there, how are you doing? If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more content like this in the future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and if you have not already, subscribe, and the notification button for future videos. And without further ado, let's get into r/niceguystories. Our first story comes to us from username Why Even Try It All. Gave a nice guy a chance. Happened a while ago, but I'm still mad. A coworker on his last day at our jobs tells me he caught feelings. At the time, I was with my high school boyfriend. It wasn't going well, which was publicly known. I told this guy that I was still in a committed relationship, and I don't feel about him in the same way. He acts cool and says something about still staying friends. A few months pass, and with us staying in touch on and off, when my relationship ends. Ex-coworker swoops in, planning outings and parties with people from work, coming up with ways to meet me all the time while constantly urging me to give him a chance because he's a nice guy and would treat me better. A while later, I give in. I'm heartbroken over my breakup, giving up on love, living alone after years, and spending most of my free time in my apartment. So I think, what the heck, and go out with him a couple of times. I'm still not feeling it, and he can tell. He starts telling me how everyone at the job thinks I'm dumb, and how the other guys at work made lewd comments about me when I'm not around. Mind you, he has left this job, but I still work there. I see the people every day, and some of them are my closest friends. I was at my lowest and so gullible. On the third date, we get drunk and he insists on dropping me home to make sure I'm safe. He practically invites himself into my apartment and clearly wants to be laid. We had kissed before, but I stop him and tell him that I'm really uncomfortable. His first response, "So after everything I put up with, you are still not attracted to me?" I'm wasted and tired, but I try to explain how I've been with only one guy my whole life, and this is moving too fast. Then he says, "But you're dating me now. If I'm horny, isn't that kind of your responsibility?" That was it. My blood boils that I had to still ask him nicely to leave because I was scared for my safety. He didn't back off after that either. Thankfully, the virus's lockdowns hit a few weeks later. I got furloughed and went to live with my parents. He kept calling and texting until I had to lie to him that I had started seeing someone else, and he didn't stand a chance even if the world was ending. He called me names, sent countless long AF texts, accused me of cheating on him, and then he finally left me alone. Story's a little bit shorter than expected, but honestly, some dudes really need to understand when they say give me a chance, that's honestly just kind of sketchy in itself. Our next story comes to us from a username Kuzi, an ex of mine. This was from the summer of 2017 to January 2018 for reference. We met through a now ex group of friends and found out he was moving not too far away from me. I thought, great, I can make a new IRL friend. He bought me a slice of cake, nothing big for our first meeting. Eventually, he decided to ask me out, and I agreed on the term that I bring my best friend just in case. He said, sure, so we went to the aquarium nearby. I do not know how I did not notice this at all, but at some point he physically said the words, "I'm a nice guy." My best friend apparently was disgusted and still pokes fun about it today. Skip forward a few months, and best friend and he and I went to a hockey game. They had to fetch me 2 hours away from them. On the way to get me, every time my best friend tries talking about what he enjoys and stuff he likes, his stories and characters, etc., my ex interjects with his interests, his stories, and his characters. When they come to get me, my best friend looks exhausted, but we make the rest of the day work. It turns out he was also literally bragging about his knife collection and how he beat somebody up because they made fun of his autism, which is not a good way to go about it. He tried running a YouTube channel wherein he called himself the blank, and a few months later broke up with me because he suspected I was cheating on him. Read, suspected some weird third guy online was obsessed with me and thought I was into him. His way of going about this was not through calling me, not even texting me, but typing a 3 or 4 page essay about the proof of cheating. The guy going off about how he loves me or whatever, and how he thought I was just using him for money. He puts this in a box, badly taped up, miswrote my name on it, and dropped it off at college. I had to open the package in front of RAs because it looked like it could have been a bomb. I dodged several bullets with this guy. I adore my current boyfriend to death, and we are approaching a year next month, so yay for that at least. Edit to add, nobody asked me for my side of the whole cheating thing. That's why a group of friends is now an ex-friend group. They all just went along with it like they wanted me gone anyway and needed an excuse. If somebody just doesn't like you because you exist and you're not doing anything to change their situation in any way, shape, or form, they can proudly go and stay mad because honestly, you aren't doing anything, so you don't need to change anything. Our next story comes from username MeowChew. I met a nice guy who can't find a good woman and just wants someone to love him. I need to write this out of myself. I briefly mentioned this story in another comment, but I'm literally speechless still about how a man can act like this in his mid-30s. So I met a guy at my workplace. He seemed cool and smart and nice. We started talking and he asked if he can add me on Facebook so we can chat. I said, sure, okay. I told him I had just gotten out of a relationship and really just want to talk to someone because I was so disgusted of men, and I really don't need to explain that more, I think, to anyone. He acted like he understood that, but no, he started complimenting me a lot and asking if I wanted to go to his place for dinner. I said okay, but just for talking. He was a man I've never met before, super needy, feeling sorry for himself, telling stories about women who rejected him, literally saying the only reason he can't get a woman is because he's ugly. I said, dude, you have to stop this attitude and work on yourself, inside and outside, because you will scare everyone away. Then he went on for about how unfair his life is, and every man can get a woman, but not him. He had relationships before, but they all ended, of course. He started his whole game where he was like, oh, you're so out of my league. A good-looking woman like you, never interested in guys like me, and stuff like that. It's like, dude, it's not your looks, it's everything about you. You're a pathetic man-child. He even started talking about how important S is for him, which is disgusting to say to a stranger you just met. It's like he was a 16-year-old virgin. He said he wanted to kiss me so badly, and I said, sorry, no, and he got so mad about that. Long story short, I broke it off after he started coming on to me and basically acted like we were together. He was super rude, but I just wanted to not talk to him anymore. After a few days, he came to my workplace and said, oh, we can talk as friends. If you need help, let me know. He started writing me on Messenger, and I basically answered out of pity. He turned out to be an even bigger toxic a-hole. On top of that, I realized he's stupid too. He was constantly talking about how much he misses S, and to please him, if I'm in the mood, then we can do it. I was trying to give him advice on how to be more attractive, but he said, oh, but I want someone who loves me like this. That was it for me. Like, really? I'm a 29-year-old woman, and after working 10 hours, I go home and exercise like every other day. I do everything I can to be healthy. I take care of myself. He was a huge pothead, eating unhealthy, smoking, doing nothing for himself. This went on for a while. I got tired of his whining and told him not to talk to me ever again. Then he posted this on Facebook. No offense, but F you for using me to make yourself happy until you felt like you didn't need me anymore. It left me wondering where I went wrong. How did I use him? I told him what he did wrong, and I told him that I don't want anything from any man. What do you think about this? Have you ever met a man like this? Do you think it's normal for a 33-year-old man to act like this? Do you think it's acceptable that women who look good because they work so hard for it? Like, I invest my time and money into myself, and men think they don't need to do the same? It makes me so disgusted and pissed off. He said a lot more disturbing and pathetic stuff, but I feel like this post is long enough. Yeah, anybody that thinks that relationships can work with one person putting in all the effort while the other person is basically just a couch potato is not anybody with any bright mind whatsoever. Relationships will both work when both people put in the same effort and want the relationship itself to work, and just not have it be the foundation just based around messing around. If you want somebody just for messing around, that's what friends with benefits are for. If you actually want somebody to see you in the long run and into old age, then you both want to make it happen. But with that, that's going to be it for the video. Yes, this is one of the shorter of the storytime format videos, but I'll be doing kind of a trade-off. With it being shorter content and shorter videos, you'll be getting more videos per day, so it's a neat little trade-off for everything when you think about it. This will allow me to also do a more of a broad variety of the content that I use, instead of it being the same 4, 5, or 6 content being cycled around in a circle, so you'll be able to see a more variety coming to the channel. So, and if you do want to see more of a certain video, be sure to hit the like button on that video and comment to absolute heck to help it in the algorithm, because positive feedback definitely does go pretty well, and it gives me more motivation to do stuff like this when it comes to future videos. But I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.